Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're talking Book of Boba Fett, Chapter 4 now. And before we go into it, please make sure you like this video, guys, and if you're enjoying it, please make sure to subscribe if you're new. Comment down below, what do you guys think of this episode? Did you love it? Was the best one yet? Or were there a couple others that you liked more? Comment down below. But let's talk about Book of Boba Fett, Chapter 4, and just talk about, the big things that happened, my thoughts on the episode, what I liked about it, what I disliked about it. I'll stop rating on it, and that will be it. So let's get into it. So in the beginning of this episode, we finally got to see that moment from Season 1 where Fennec got hurt on the sand of Tatooine. She was left for dead there. We see Boots show up. At the time, we didn't know it was Boba Fett until Season 2 was confirmed. But now we finally got to see how that whole scene played out. Boba showed up, he picked her up, brought her back to the outskirts of Mos Eisley, got her fixed up. Some funny cyberpunk Spy Kids music as the dude was fixing up Fennec. The music felt so out of place for Star Wars, but it was like a techno cyberpunk vibe. And you could just tell Robert Rodriguez' influence on this show again. So then Boba explains to Fennec that they have to get his ship back, right? Slave One. He doesn't say Slave One. As you guys probably know, Disney is sort of done with that name. They don't want to say it anymore. I get why. I don't agree with that. I think they should just say it. I don't think it's that big of a deal. But I guess if they don't want to use it, it's just Boba's ship. I don't care personally that much. I know some others do. And I'd rather them use it, but it's fine if they don't. And there is a good reason for him not to say it either. Because Fennec wouldn't know what Slave One meant. So it makes more sense for him to just say my ship or whatever he says, right? So now they have to go get a ship. I thought this seems fine. We knew that he was gonna get a ship. I was hoping maybe for a surprise there. We knew he was gonna get a ship, but he chases that rat catcher around in the kitchen. I thought that was a little bit too silly, a little bit too dumb. Just watching that whole scene play out. You have the chef's knives and he's fighting the robots, and then the rat catcher comes and Boba's chasing him around. And then he picks up the rat catcher by the throat and he's like, "You know who I am? I'm Boba Fett." And I'm like, dude's just a little rat catcher droid. Why even fronting for him? And Fennec gives him a look what is this idiot doing? And that's another thing that I don't sometimes like about the shows, the way that Boba's portrayed at times, he's dumb or he's stupid or he's I don't know, he's trying to press a rat catcher droid. I thought it was a bit too silly. So they finally get the ship out, right? Awesome shot of seeing Slave One, pull out of Jabba's palace. Into the twin suns. Beautiful. I love seeing that. I was that is a great looking shot. And right away, we start taking care of business, right? We go up to the bike riders who killed the Tusken Raiders. He just shoots them up and they're dead. Although this was epic to see, and I loved hearing the Slave One, shots going down, it did upset me a little bit because it was so quick. And we spent so much time with those Tusken Raiders. I feel like their whole plot was just, useless. And I've said this when I was watching it. I was this doesn't feel like anything. What is the point of all this? And I was you know what, if it ends up being something cool, I'll take back what I said about episode 2 and spending so much time with it. Maybe it'll connect with the Pikes, and it didn't connect to anything. It's literally the bike riders kill the Tuskens so quickly, all that time just to kill them off so quickly. And then I'm okay, now we'll have to see the redemption of Boba killing off these bike riders because he has to get revenge for killing his tribe. And then he just kills the bike riders in a quick scene. It was epic, but everything just went by so quick. And I'm just we spent so much time with that plot. Why it ended so quickly? But moving on, we get that awesome scene where he goes to the Sarlacc pit now, right? He's looking for his armor. He goes to the Sarlacc pit. Another great shot where we're in the mouth of the Sarlacc pit and we're looking up and we see Boba's ship looking down. It looks so good. To see the Sarlacc pit, the noise, I love the noise of the Sarlacc pit. Brings me back to Return of the Jedi and the Lego games and all that stuff. And him pulling the ship in, awesome. Fennec, dropping the seismic charge. Awesome. I love seeing it. It was really cool. They obviously don't find the armory because the dude from Mando, he has it, right? And then he recruits Fennec. And I guess this is where the Tuskens come into play. It makes Boba realize that he needs a tribe around him. He can't do this all by himself, so he needs a group of people. And so that's why he recruits Fennec. So I guess all that time with the Tuskens just made him realize that he needs others around him. I still don't think we needed a whole episode of him finding the Tuskens for him to realize that he needs others. I think he could have just looked at everything, looked at Jabba's palace, looked at the Pikes, what he needed to do, and be "Ah, shit, I need some help." We didn't need him to go find a family of Tusken Raiders to feel connected with, for him to realize that he needs to recruit others. Another person he recruits in this episode is Black Chrysanthemum. I thought this was awesome, where we see Chrysanthemum, he's in the place with it's what is it? It's a bar / prostitute ring in the back sort of place. Him pulling the arms off of him in a nice Wookiee style. It was cool, but, the whole culmination of it was just so that Boba recruits him. I was okay, this is awesome now. And I'm happy that we got this character back. I'm happy that he's working with Boba, because that's really what I really wanted throughout this whole show. I didn't want them to go head-to-head, even though it would have been cool, and I hope they do maybe at some point. But to see them work together, to see Boba have like this group now around him of other bounty hunters, I think that's so sick. So then we get that scene where it's like the Godfather scene, right? Where the table, literally Boba talks like in the same cadences, like Vito Corleone in this point. He's like, I want all the families, you know, to you know, remain neutral. Literally, it seemed like they could have just taken this out of a scene from the Godfather. It was cool. It felt like an underground, you know, Star Wars sort of thing. I like what they were trying to do. It's gonna be Boba versus the Pikes. No other families are gonna get involved. I didn't even know that like there were like families in most Estate, the underground stuff. So I guess it's cool to get some Godfather vibes in there. And at the end, we get the epic scene where Mando asks, you know, Fennec something about more help. Fennec's like, you just gotta look for it. Mando's theme plays, so we're getting Mando and you know, Din Djarin in the next episode, and that's how the episode ends. So I thought this was a great ending. It got me hyped hearing that theme. I love that theme, and so my rating for this episode is at 3.6 out of 5. The reason why it's not higher is because of the slow beginning. I wasn't a fan of the beginning, and like the highlights of this episode for me was the Starlight Pit stuff. You know, the bike riders I liked, but I did think it felt a little bit too quick. Recruiting Black Chrysanthemum, awesome, and then the ending with Mando's theme. Those were the highlights of the episode for me. It was those three things, or was what really got me locked in. Everything else, though, you know, like the dialogue pieces with Boba and Fennec, I didn't care about that too much. Having Fennec get, you know, patched up, it was cool in the beginning, seeing that scene play out again. Him getting his shit from Jabba's palace, the last ending shot I liked, but like the actual, you know, going there and doing it. It was alright. It wasn't anything special for me. But honestly, this felt like a good like second episode for me. You know, like that's been my only problem with the show, is that I haven't really cared for a lot of the Tusken stuff and the flashbacks, and I just want to get into like the you know, if it's whether Boba going up against the Mare or the Hutts or the Pikes, like I want to just see how that all plays out. I feel like it's taking a little bit too long to get there, and you know, it took 4 episodes. I wasn't a fan of the flashbacks in the beginning, but now it feels like they really don't matter for me, which kind of gets me a little bit more upset. But you know, we're finally like where we're at now is awesome, and I do think the next 2 or 3 episodes we have left are going to be bangers. Like I don't think they're going to fall under a 3.8 for me. I think I'm going to love all of them. I think it's going to be what I've been waiting for. You know, we have no more Bacta Tank flashbacks. He's fully healed. He has Black Chrysanthemum now. He has Fennec Shand already. He's going to war with the Pikes now. Like this, and he's going to go get Mando. Like this is what I really wanted, and it just felt like I wish this was like the second episode. That's it. I've been liking the show. There's no show that I've like absolutely disliked. There are episodes where I had problems with it. This one, it does have its problems. In the beginning, it's got problems. But it's still fun. I'm still smiling when I watch it. It's still Star Wars for me. Boba is good. Like he explains it. You know, there's one scene where he is like, you know, the Tuskens didn't make me soft. They made me stronger. You know, made him smarter. I see what they're trying to do. It's good character development, you know. But I guess it's because like I didn't know Boba before this show. Like Return of the Jedi Boba, we still don't really know like what he was. Like, yeah, he was ruthless. He didn't talk that much. He was more, you know, I guess he was calculated, but I guess he was sort of dumb now. So it's like the Tuskens made him more smarter and realized that he needs others. I see what they're trying to do. I still am not in love with that, but I am super excited where this show will go moving forward. But that is it. This is probably my favorite episode so far. You know, finally getting the ball rolling. I'm excited for the future. But let me know down below. What do you guys think? Is it your favorite? You know, second favorite? I think it's definitely up there as one of the best. Let me know down below. Please make sure to like this if you guys have been enjoying it. Please make sure to subscribe if you're new. I will see you all in the next video. Have a great rest of the day.